Happy Father's Day, dads. Yep. And here to bring a word to us as fathers is our men's ministry leader, Richard Patino. Let's welcome him.
Good morning. I got to say, too, Happy Father's Day. You can't say it enough today. You're going to hear it about 1 million times, and that's okay. I tell you what, I was watching that video, and I was a little nervous because I had no idea what my kids were going to say. So I'm glad you stuck to the script, honey. Thank you. That was such an awesome video. Well, today I just want to give you just a brief points about Father's Day. I promise I won't be too long. I know that dads are dying to get home to their barbecues. I know I am, so you know you are. Anyway, so I promise I won't keep you too long. Anyway, this morning I woke up to my daughter and my son and my wife bringing me breakfast in bed, which is awesome. And I had 2 little cards in there, and I was reminded in those cards, and I'm sorry I didn't bring them with me, but one of them was from my son, and it was a picture of a bear, and it said, to my big guy from your little guy, right? Happy Father's Day. And then I had one from my daughter that said, Dad, you are the greatest dad in the world, and I would do anything for you. And it touched my heart this morning. It was really awesome. But as I was reflecting on that and soaking that love in, it reminded me that sometimes I don't feel like I am doing a great job as a dad. Sometimes I feel that I could be doing a lot more than what those cards say or what I perceive as needs to be done. So a lot of times I'll go ahead and I'll start beating myself up, wondering, what else can I do? And in this video, we're reminded that it doesn't take much, right? We heard the kids say, he tickles my belly. He tucks me in. He buys me a cup of Starbucks, right? He fights me. So it reminds me that it doesn't take much to make a huge impact in our kids' lives. Really, what we're required to is to be present, right? To just be there, because that's what we see in that video, is the kids over and over saying that my dad is there, right? That's the theme of that video, and that's good news. That's one of the things I wanted to really tell dads today, that the pressure's off. You don't have to beat yourself up. That really it doesn't require a whole lot, just to be present, right? To go tickle a belly, right? To go clean behind a little kid's ear. That's really all it takes, and it leaves an enormous impact on some of our children. The second point I want to make to you of good news is that we are not alone, right? On this awesome journey of fatherhood that we have been called to as dads, that we are not alone. And it takes me back to a story of a dad that we find in Luke. Towards the end of Luke, in chapter 8, we learn of a dad named Jairus. Some of you may know the story, but bear with me because I'm gonna share it. Jairus was a dad. He was also a leader of a synagogue, his local synagogue. So he was a man of status. He's a man who had recourse. And he had a 12-year-old daughter, and Luke tells us that it was his only daughter, right? And Jairus was really dealing with a difficult situation. He was dealing with his daughter being ill. His daughter was dying. And I'm sure, looking at the story in Luke and just kind of putting myself in the shoes of Jairus, and I can relate. I've been there, wondering what else can I do, because I've tried everything, right? We've done everything here for my daughter, and she's not getting better, and I need help. And looking at the great scheme of things and noticing that all options have now just evaporated. And as a dad, I have no more answers here for my wife, my daughter, or anybody else around me. So in the text it tells us that Jairus knows of this guy, right, who's been teaching and healing in town. And as I'm sure as a leader of the synagogue, he probably knows about him, and he shouldn't be going to talk to him because he's persona non grata, right? He's not someone that he should be rubbing elbows with, right? But Jairus, being the dad that he is, he knows that he has to do whatever it takes for his child. He's going to go to the ends of the earth to try to protect her. And so he goes and he meets this guy named Jesus, right, on the road. He just came back from healing a man who was possessed. And as he's walking up the road, Jairus comes up to him, and it says that he collapses at his feet. And he sits there and he says, "Help me. My daughter is dying. I need you." And Jesus says, "No worries, let's go. Let's go to your house and see what the situation is." Other things take place right in that moment, but we're going to fast forward a little bit, and they finally continue walking down the road towards Jairus' house. And someone comes from Jairus' house and stops him on the road, and he says, "Listen, Jairus, listen, hold on. Leave the teacher alone. Leave the master alone. It's too late. She's dead. She's died." And you can imagine in Jairus that he's probably feeling queasy, right? He's probably feeling his knees giving out on him. He's probably looking at Jesus saying, "What can you do?" And Jesus looks at him and says, "Don't worry. Just believe. Just believe." And so they continue on to the house, and Jesus only allows certain members to come into the room where he is. And they say, "See, she's dead." And he says, "No, she's sleeping." And they begin to laugh. And this is what I love about Jesus, right? This is what I love, that when all options are off the table, when you have no other recourse, your title doesn't make a difference, your money doesn't make a difference, your friends don't make it, nothing is there, and you think it's over, Jesus always has one more move. Like a master chess player, when the other opponent looks and says, "It's done," he goes, no, hold on. There is one more move. And it says that he grabbed her by the hand and he commanded her soul to come into her body, and she wakes up and he hands her over to the parents. Now, can you imagine the joy that Jairus felt seeing his daughter once again rise and come alive? See, the point of me telling you that story is about a father's heart. Jairus has that father's heart, that he will do whatever it takes for his child, no matter what it is. And the good news today that we need to celebrate on this Father's Day is that we are not alone, right? He went directly to where he needed to go, to the source, the perfecter and author of our faith, right? He had an encounter with Jesus, and when you have an encounter with Jesus, his redeeming power changes everything. So as a dad, when he saw every door closed, Jesus opened the one that everybody thought was impossible. So as dads today, it's awesome to say that the pressure's off, right? It doesn't take much to make an impact in our kids' lives. And even better than that, that if we humble ourselves and come to the Messiah, right, that he will answer whatever inadequacies we have as a dad. We are not alone, gentlemen. And that's something to celebrate today. Amen? Amen. Thank you.